So I'm going to try to put a display here on the MotoTec. This is a pretty cheap one. You can get it off Amazon or like AliExpress or whatever. Amazon, I think it's around 35 bucks. AliExpress probably cheaper. Of course, it's all coming from China. So to kind of mount this thing, I have a 3D printer and I just printed these little brackets up. I'm only going to be able to use one. I'm hoping it'll work out. We'll just kind of see, but this is sort of how they look. Just put like a nut down in there and then it'll go on, and then you can screw it on from there. So, and then we'll actually mount it. As you can see, this will just clip on. As you can see, this will just clip on right there, and then we can just have it up just like that. So yeah, that's kind of what we're getting at. Now it comes with this on these wires. I took them out, that way I can kind of figure out what they go to. You don't get any instructions with this, just a couple of things I looked up with the actual, just being on the internet as far as how I should put this thing together. It goes from 48 volts to 72 volts. The way I have it set up now should be the 72 volts, but we'll find out. So let's just connect some of these wires and see if we can get this thing to actually read. Alright, so obviously it looks like a mess. Nice mess there. So if you're sort of new to the bike, you'll have 3 Allen bolts on each corner. So one here, if you can see in the left hand corner on the screen, one here, and then one over here. You take it off. I got both panels off just where I can see things a lot better. So basically trying to figure out what should connect. So if you just look at the schematics as far as the bike, it almost makes it as if you could just connect it to this baby blue wire, which is in here, right here, to this yellow wire, and it should read. However, it doesn't do right for me. But so pretty much from what I've gathered, if you can see it on here, I have this yellow wire connected, so try not to get confused with that. But you have this orange wire going into just a single clip here. There's 2 spots, but there's only one wire going into it that connects. That's going to be your key ignition, which will be up here. If you can see, once you cut that on, you'll get power to this orange wire, which is kind of what we're going to get into. That way when you cut it on, the display will cut on. Kind of what I found. So looking at these wires here, the easy way is, which is kind of common sense to most. So black is going to be your ground, red is going to be your hot wire, and then you would think, oh, I just hook up this baby blue wire, that's like either left or right. The other one's left, right, and the other one's just an actual light that you would hook up to it. So really the only one that's going to do anything, at least for the information that I want, which is like speed, things like that, is going to be this purple wire here. So again, some of you might know more about this. If so, please leave a comment below and kind of let me know if there's more that you would know. So what I gathered, if you look right here, you have a white clip. It doesn't have anything going in it, but I don't know if you can tell it on camera. I'll try to get it a little bit closer there. You have a brown wire and then like a red, blue looking wire. So again, white clip, brown, red, and blue wire going into it. It's not hooked up to anything, at least mine wasn't. So I just got this alligator clip. We just want to see what it'll do. This brown wire here, it will go to this purple wire on the display. And then you have your hot, will obviously go to the red, and it just fell out. Again, I just have it. This isn't permanent. I'm just trying to, we're gonna see what it'll do. I've actually seen off camera that it will, come on, will give us information that we want. The other, I'll kind of show you what it'll do as well. Come on, stay in there. And then we have our ground here. So again, ground goes to black. I just have the ground going over to the main ground on the controller there. So we give it power. I know there's a pretty good glare on there. So with that being connected to the brown, if you can see it, let's try to get a little bit closer. So the big thing is it tells you the gear. So when I switch up here, 2, 3, it's actually showing that information. When I go, it's actually showing 72 volt, showing all that, and the battery information here as well. So everything's pretty good. The only thing I haven't been able to figure out, leave a comment below if you know, because I don't know if there's something wrong with this display. The information is in kilometers. So as you can see there is a miles per hour light that'll be on there. Everything I've read on the internet, it says you're supposed to connect the secondary black wire, which I have done, and it doesn't change anything. So leave a comment below if you know. This isn't the display where there's buttons on the back. There is no buttons nowhere that I can find on this display. Again, no instructions. You kind of can only go through voltages and stuff with these wires in the back. So I just have it set on 72. I did everything else that I know, and it still stays in K&H there. So, but other than that, everything seems to work pretty good. So just to reiterate, as you can see here, you got the purple wire that will be connected to this brown wire right here, and that'll give you all the information for the gears, also the speed. Now we don't really know how accurate the speed is, so we're gonna have to translate that as far as the GPS, and you can make adjustments in the app. So the Far Driver app, this is the Bluetooth dongle that if you've seen some of the other videos that you would put on here, now you can connect it to the app. Again, we want to put the power here because that's going to cut on and off with the key. So key off, display off, key on, display on. And then obviously run the ground. So nothing. So if we connect this to what it says the speed on the actual controller schematics, I will show you all what it will do. Let's see, let me find the wire. So once we connect that, so if you can see the display there, once we connect it to that, it just basically says 2, and it holds. Now we still have the gears because the other's connected. Once we actually, it does nothing as far as the speed on there. Take that off. We get the battery display actually moves. If we do this, when we start to go, you can see it goes away and comes back. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, leave a comment below if you know more about that than me. But so far, it looks like the best hookup is to the brown wire, the purple, the 2, your ground, your hot, and then that'll give us the information that we need. Well, let's get this thing mounted up and create some clips to make this thing look a little better. Alright, so here's what I did. I'm going to have this mounted here, which I've already talked about it before. Put a bolt in there, get that mounted up. And then, like I said, the purple, black, and red wires we'll use. So red, power, black, ground, purple gives the information to the panel. I created a clip, put the clip in, had some wires here. I used yellow for purple. I didn't have a purple wire, and then obviously red and black. I'm gonna put this down in there a lot better obviously before we take it for a ride, and then I run this down into here. So I created a clip here. This wire didn't have anything going to it, so just a little 2-prong clip goes in again to the brown wire here. So easy peasy, just make a clip there. For the ground, this one didn't have, I think this is for like an alarm or something. There was a ground in it, meaning the black wire, as you can see. So just a 2-prong clip, put that in there for the ground, and then I just put 2 wires into this one here with the clip to give it power. And as we can tell, just like before, cuts on nice, shows the gear or phase selector there, and whenever we move, we see that it works there. So we'll get all this buttoned up. I just wanted to kind of show you the way we could wire it up. If you have any pointers or anything like that, as far as, is there something that I'm missing, something that would make it a lot more beneficial, just leave a comment below, and hopefully I can help some other people out that's wanting to wire one up on this bike. All right, let's get all this back together. Yeah, another thing I forgot to mention, these are the clips I use. You can just get them on Amazon. They really help out as far as if you have like a little box you're going to put some stuff on. But yeah, I'll leave a link that way you can see, but easily to look up on Amazon or other websites. Just find the cheapest ones and go from there. Alright, so got a nice display here. So it looks like everything's on. Gear 1, 2, 3, that's working. Let's do gear 2. It's been a while since I rode this bike, so let's see how it goes. See how the display goes. Looks like it's off again. It is in kilometers, not miles per hour. One thing I noticed is when you hit the brake, this little, I don't know if you can see that on camera, there's like a little exclamation point. It's kind of freaking me out, like it was thinking something was on, but yep, let off, it just says ready, that. Okay, so I guess it's because it has the cut on it. Huh, interesting. That's neat that it's on there, I guess. Still a fun bike. This is one of the best bikes you can get for the money if you haven't watched the other videos on it, at least in my opinion. I know there's a lot out there, but this is definitely a fun bike. Yee! Oh, some limbs have fell there. Let's get on up this hill. I know on camera it don't do this hill justice. It's pretty steep. No problem for the MotoTec. Ah! Dang. Get out of here. And it says 65, 57 kph. I really doubt that. Yeah, there's no way. So obviously got to do some adjustment. Let's see if the GPS is picking up. Not quite yet. Look at all that mud. So I don't know if you can see the display on the camera, but obviously it's reading really fast. It definitely doesn't feel like I'm going that fast, but I haven't, this is right out of the box. I haven't really did any adjustments on the app, so just keep that in mind. If you get this, make sure you get the Bluetooth dongle. You can do some adjustments to get it right. This road has gotten all messed up because of these trucks. Whoa there, Nelly. Slick mud. All right, so the GPS is now connected. I'll have an overlay here. Let's see just what it says on there. Of course, not gonna go top it out, but saying 71 kilometers now, but of course I'll have the GPS overlay on it and we'll just kind of see what it says on there. If this is your first time seeing this bike on the channel, just check out the other videos. It's definitely worth the money. Like it's a great bike. I still, think a lot of it. Every time I get on it, I have a whole lot of fun. It's not just over powerful like some of the other ones I have. It's pretty small considering. I mean, it's not real small. It's not like an E-Bach or a Razor or anything like that, but you know, definitely small enough to where you can sort of throw it around a whole lot. Real muddy and slick. We've had a lot of rain. Yeah, whenever I don't ride this thing for a couple of weeks, I forget just how fun it is. It deserves more seat time, really. Especially for the price. It's crazy. I mean, I know I've done a review on it, but like I said, it's been a couple of weeks. I've been on other bikes lately. Gosh, it was spinning a lot right there. So wet out here. Huh. I wonder if that'll come back up, because I don't know if you can see this on the display, but I got 4 bars on here, 2, 4, 6 actually on this little battery indicator down here. So definitely off there. And then when I start going, it jumps all the way up. Yeah, that's weird. I'll have to figure that out. Leave a comment below if you have any kind of pointers on it. Alright guys, if you're still staying tuned, thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps anybody out thinking about getting a display on this bike. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. If you have any pointers, leave a comment below, because I can take everything, all the help I can get when it comes to this. I'm just trying to figure it out for the most part. Until next time guys, thanks for watching.